message, this wasn't really a live. I did it for the recording time. My phone, and I just don't have a lot of recording time, so we're doing it this way. And I want to do an all signs because we're moving into spring. We're moving into spring. We're going to go Aries to Pisces, of course, because we're moving into Aries season later tonight, about 9:30 Central Time. Just saw the Queen of Wands pop up, so I know we're in the right deck for Aries. I'm going to do a 15-card spread. We're going to look at the next 3 months, all right? We're going to look at the next 3 months. Aries season, Taurus season, Gemini season, and 3 cards of advice. So we're kind of doing a little Lenormand-ish kind of spread. So anyway, this is their general messages. Check Sun, Moon, Rising, or any placement that you resonate with. North Node, Venus, whatever you're looking for. If you're looking at career, check your Jupiter or your North Node. If you're looking at love, you might check your Venus. Okay, you guys know the drill. So anyway, let's just jump in and let's see what we've got for each sign. Timestamps are in the description box, as well as my email address if you are interested in a personal reading. So here we go, starting with Aries. All right, Aries. Looking at the next 3 months. Top row is going to be Aries season. Look at that. Ooh. I like that full coming out. Aries energy. And we're looking at Taurus season here in this middle row. And then we are going to look at Gemini season down below. Okay. Blocks being removed. All right. So you're looking like you are definitely on a 3-month journey. All right. Definitely on a 3-month journey. And we're looking at a little bit of advice here. Give it some time. All right. Give it some time. So you're definitely ready for a change. 10 of Wands came up on the bottom of the deck. Definitely ready for some sort of a change. We've got the Ace of Swords and the 5 of Cups. Basically, Aries, you know what you got to do, but it's not exactly palatable, I think. I think you're kind of working with an energy and maybe you're not really wanting to do what needs to be done. When you get uncomfortable enough, you will. And I think that's what's going on during the spring, that you are going to get uncomfortable enough to do what needs to be done. All right. Yeah, clear out the clutter is what you get from the Oracle, okay? And that's a new beginning. Time for a beginner's mind. It's all about trying something new, trying something different. Getting out of your comfort zone is what I'm hearing, Aries. Getting out of your comfort zone. We'll look at these advice cards here in a little bit. So looking at Aries season, we got the Fool, the King of Cups, the 8 of Wands, and the 8 of Swords. A couple of 8s, which definitely speak to abundance. 8 is a number of abundance, and you've got 2 of those. 3 in the entire spread. I love it. 3 in the entire spread. I'm looking to see if we got anything else. But I don't think so. I think those are the 8s. So what's interesting is, you know, you got the Fool, the King of Cups, the 8 of Wands, and the 8 of Swords. I feel like that during Aries season, you are going to take action, and you probably are going to come out of your comfort zone and get to a point that you're like, you know what? I've just got to do this. It's just time to do this and take care of business and get on with it. But you are worried with that 8 of Swords. You are concerned. With the 8 of Wands and the Fool, it seems like you're just kind of jumping in. So I like the advice from Frog Spirit with clear out the clutter. I think that could help Aries season go a little more smoothly and help you feel a little bit more confident about what you're doing. Whether you're getting out and dating or looking for a new job or whatever, there's a little bit of an impulsive energy. Maybe really coming from emotions. We've got the King of Cups really coming from emotions. Be careful about leaping into a new relationship. And be careful about leaping at the first opportunity that comes towards you as well. If it doesn't feel right, the answer is no. During Aries season, 8 of Swords and the Fool. So don't try to make something fit because emotionally you're probably feeling a little bit off kilter and you're ready for change. And again, we saw the 10 of Wands. So again, you could get into an old pattern because the Ten of Wands is there and we got time for a beginner mind and clear out the clutter. So I almost feel like that you could really get into something that's a familiar pattern that could almost set you back a little bit. And maybe you're not going in with a plan, because in Taurus season, I see you pulling a plan together. And we do have the King of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Some of you may have water in your chart that's watching it, or you might be dealing with a water sign, or some of you, if you're looking at new love, might meet a new water sign. If you get a new job, you might have a boss with a water sign. If you get into a new job during Aries season, I would think you would almost second guess yourself, but let it play out. Give it some time. Change doesn't happen overnight, but action toward moving toward change will. Because we look at your advice cards for spring. We got the Six of Pentacles, Page of Swords, and the Tower. So things are going to move a little bit slowly. Watch out for impatience. Watch out for impatience, because I feel like in Taurus season, you're more getting a plan together with the Three of Pentacles. But we've got the Hermit and the Queen of Cups and the Strength card, so you're still not feeling completely confident. I feel like there is something where you're not letting go of everything that you need to let go of, Aries. All right, so you're kind of going in. I mean, change is good, but you don't want to repeat old patterns. Watch out for that. I feel like that's something kind of coming in that could, bring you a little bit of... it could slow movement down. You could kind of go a wrong direction. So there is some of that energy that you want to really watch about jumping into something half-cocked. You want to give ideas to a plan. I don't see you really... I see you kind of jumping into a new way. Maybe not with both feet, with that Eight of Wands, Eight of Swords. But I see that maybe as you jump in, I'm not saying jumping in is not good, because you do need change. We're getting all these cards with that. Yeah. But underneath the porcupine spirit is groundhog spirit with time to let go. I feel like you're jumping in, but probably not really with a plan, or you're not really letting go of everything that you need to. And that could come back and bite you in the ass a little bit during Gemini season. Okay. But Three of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Queen of Cups, and the Strength card. I think you're going to kind of dig deep, Aries, during Taurus season. Probably come up with a plan. You're making a leap. The first card is going to give us the main theme of each season during spring. Taking a leap. Formulating a plan. All right. Deciding, hey, I kind of need a plan, right? I kind of need to think this through a little bit more. The Three of Pentacles with the Hermit. Coming from an emotional place, I'm ready for change. But Queen of Cups on the Strength card. So give things a little time. Watch out for impatience. Watch out for impatience. But I do feel like there is something you're not letting go of, but you will let go of during spring. You will. Because we got Ten of Swords, Two of Swords. You're going to recognize in Gemini season, damn, this is blocking me. Like I'm not seeing the progress I want, or maybe not feeling completely comfortable, because Eight of Swords and the Strength card there. All right, so, and we'll go down and look at these vertically after we do horizontal, just to give you a little deeper look for this general message. But Ten of Swords and the Two of Swords, you're going to realize, man, I can't ignore this anymore. I really do have to let go of something that's holding me back. So I feel like you're getting kind of a reality check during Gemini season. But I like the fact that you're taking a leap, but you do need a plan, because that could cause you to give up before the goodie, because we see the Fool, the Three of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords, giving up a little bit before the goodie. King of Cups, maybe regulating your emotions, not coming from such an emotional place, but more of a practical place. And I know there's a lot of signs, and as we're entering spring, we're starting Aries season. Saturn and Neptune recently moved into your sign, Aries. We've got Venus and Aries right now at the beginning. Mars will move in. So there's a lot of placements coming in your sign. So things could feel a little overwhelming. Okay. So make sure that you stop and make sure that you're not making decisions during the spring based on emotions. I actually feel like, and we can see as we move through in a few months when I do the summer reads, that if you can get yourself set up and kind of jumpstart yourself, I think the summer could be a very prosperous time for you, because we're looking between March 20th and June 20th. All right, so when we look, Eight of Cups and the Hangman, you are going to try a different approach. And I feel like at the end of spring during Gemini season, you're finally going to kind of get a plan together. You're finally going to let go of what's holding you back. Now, again, we know these are prescriptive, not predictive. So you can kind of jumpstart and set yourself up for success early in spring. But this is what's coming out for your energy right now. So it's a little something to chew on. All right. But if you can let go of things from the past that are blocking you, people, places, things, habits, whatever it is, then and take a different approach, you may start, I feel like you'll start to repeat a cycle and you're going to catch yourself. Okay. Sometime in Taurus season, maybe the beginning of Gemini season, you'll kind of catch yourself as things are now. And you will end up letting go of that Eight of Cups and the Hangman. There's a big breakthrough coming. Okay. Make room for the breakthrough. Okay. Six of Pentacles. I feel like you get off to a little bit of a rough start. The Tower kind of came off in reverse as it fell. But Six of Pentacles with the Page of Swords. And then we know we saw the Tower there for you. So I think that if you can make better decisions, you can set yourself up for success. I feel like you can really set yourself up for success. It's an important, fresh new start, doing things way differently. Okay. Letting go of the past, letting go of past mistakes, not being so hard for yourself. This could be as well with a plan and setting yourself up for success in whatever you're doing, whether you're dating or changing careers or doing your business or trying to work on a relationship, whether it's platonic or romantic. You got to clear out all that clutter that's holding you back. Okay. You got to clear out the clutter. So the main theme, we've got the Fool, the Three of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. Yes, I feel like that you're going to kind of jumpstart into something. You're going to stop and reevaluate and catch the fact that you are repeating old patterns that haven't served you well in the past. And then I feel like you're reorganizing in Gemini season. King of Cups, the Hermit, and the Two of Swords. But if you'll take a moment and not leap in too much, you might set yourself up better. Just a little bit of advice from the cards. Eight of Wands, Queen of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. You can't skirt over what needs to go. You can't sweep it under the rug. You are going to have to deal with the elephant in the room, Aries. Okay? As much as you don't want to. Eight of Swords, the Strength card, and the Hangman. You know what's blocking you. You know, I feel like what's blocked you in the past. But it seems hard. Or it just seems like something you don't really want to deal with. But you will kind of get back on the hamster wheel and put yourself in a situation that you will not be happy with if you don't deal with these things. Okay? So deal with the hard stuff. Set yourself up for success with a good plan and whatever you're trying to manifest. And I really do think it's a good time in spring for you, Aries, to reorganize yourself. And I think that if you work through what you don't want to work through, I really think you could have a really good summer. I think you could really see, if you go ahead and get the hard stuff out of the way, you can have a summer you're really happy with. I really feel like the energies are moving around. I remember I started this channel in 2019 before COVID, and I don't feel like anything's been normal since then, but I think we're coming back around, kind of ending up to a 7-year cycle, so to speak. Okay, setting up like moving into a new cycle. I feel like there's almost something that we reset every 7 years, you know? All right, let's move on to Taurus and see what's going on for Taurus here during the spring. What do we have for Taurus? All right, so we know the top row is Aries season. All right, so you're feeling a little blocked from what you want. I kind of feel like you know what you want, but you're kind of moving forward with it. A little 1 foot in, 1 foot out kind of energy. Be careful, guard against if looking for immediate success. Okay? Guard against looking for immediate success. Yeah, the quick win. Be careful about trying to make something fit that doesn't work. We got the Page of Pentacles. Some of you could be looking for a new job. Maybe Cancer season, though. So I think summer again will be, this year, winter, because we've been in winter for all of 2026 so far. Until tomorrow, March 20th, we'll move into, it's a spring equinox. So we'll finally move into a new season. And I feel like it's been a little rough. All right. So watch out for accepting the wrong opportunities. All right. Watch out for that. Page of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Chariot. It kind of makes me feel you got a little bit longer to go. Kind of makes me feel like you've got a little bit longer to go. This is really in the spring a good time to focus on yourself. We got the Empress, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. And this is great for me because I get Taurus Cancer energy off the Empress and Nine of Pentacles. So there's some things that you need to work on with yourself. Now, this could be if you're looking for a new job, this could be, working on your resume, maybe learning a new skill that makes you more marketable. If you're dating or looking for a relationship, be careful not to date down, Taurus. Be careful not to date down. Make sure that you are actually waiting for that right opportunity. Be really careful about not dating down. But I think working on some things for yourself so that you attract the best of what you're wanting to do. If you're trying to get your business off the ground, then set everything up. Don't be afraid to do the hard work. Work on the details. There is no quick fix. You got Rhino spirit with overcome any obstacle. Okay. And that's a 50, and 5s are a little bit about conflict. So it's about working out the details. Trust in the timing, because you got Coyote spirit with trust in divine detours. And that's a 7 energy. And I kind of like that because I was just talking about 7-year cycles. Just talking about 7-year cycles at the end of Aries. But coming into Aries season, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, the Lovers, and the Four of Pentacles, I think there's an opportunity for you to move forward during Aries season that you should turn down. At least stop and think about it with the Four of Pentacles. Make sure it's the right opportunity. I definitely feel like, again, the year has kind of gotten off to a little bit of a rocky start, especially astrologically with the energies is what I'm talking about. And I've communicated with with several people that I've dealt with through the channel. And I know a lot of people, even my life has been a little bit rocky. Starting out into 2026, it was rocky at the end of 2025 as well. And, but I think we are moving into where the energy is lighter and the energy is kind of lightening up and giving us a little more to work with. But I definitely think, and I said it, I think at the beginning when I was laying out your spread, don't compromise. Be careful about compromising. Page of Cups, Knight of Cups tells me it's a pretty good offer. And it seems like a good offer, but you want to dig beneath the surface. Is what I feel like. Stop and take a moment. You could get into something and there could be some regrets during your solar return during Taurus season. The Moon, the Two of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, or the Nine of Swords, or you're not really seeing a lot of movement. That could be going on during Aries and Taurus season. And it's not the fact that you're not seeing movement. What are you not doing to get the movement that you're looking for? Okay, so we've got that energy of like, what do you need to do to get the movement you're looking for? Nine of Swords is shoulda, woulda, coulda. Be careful during Taurus season about beating up on yourself. Enjoy your solar return. There is no easy way out, is kind of what I feel like. If I was doing an individual Taurus read, I would say, that you were kind of like, well, if I had done this or I'd done that. As well as you may not be seeing a lot of movement during Taurus season, then get out and have a good time. Work on yourself. It's very important to focus on what you need to do to set yourself up well, okay, to get ready. It's almost like you really need to get ready. And be careful about compromising, because we see the Seven of Wands there too in your advice. Don't compromise. Don't accept less than what you deserve. And this could be in love, money, or life. Don't just take an opportunity because you don't think something else is coming. Again, if you do turn down an opportunity, and the Four of Pentacles does kind of indicate you might you're almost going to kind of be in an energy of second guessing yourself. Like, oh, maybe that was the right opportunity. And I was being a little too extra, thinking that I deserved more. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, sir. All right. I don't know what Taurans I have watching, male and female, but no, ma'am. No, sir. You are not. If it doesn't feel like the right opportunity, turn it down and then let it go. It wasn't the right opportunity. Another month moving into Taurus season, just because you're not getting the movement that you're looking for. I don't think the right opportunity is going to come in until you take care of yourself and take care of the details and do what you need to do. The universe is looking for a really firm commitment too. So there is some energy about waffling back and forth and maybe taking less than what you deserve. So the moon, the two of pentacles, 5 of cups, and 9 of swords. It's definitely Taurus season's a little shoulda, woulda, coulda. Oh, I wish I had done this differently. I wish I'd done that differently. And it doesn't just mean Aries season. This could be 2 years ago. I wish I'd done this, or I wish I'd done that, or, but don't do that. Don't get into that way of thinking. It's all about forward thinking, all right? Thinking about things backwards is not going to help propel you forward, okay? Gemini season, King of Swords, 4 of Cups, Justice, and the 7 of Swords. A little bit of energy that you could backslide. I am going to clarify that 7 of Swords with one card. I'm not doing a lot of clarifiers, but I am going to clarify that. I think there is an option coming in, and even though we're not reading about the summer in this message, I definitely think that something's going to come in Cancer season. So work on yourself. I really feel like that. Overcome any obstacle. What do you got to do? If you're trying to get your money straight, commit to doing that. All right. The spring is about firm commitments to move forward for you, Taurus. I really feel like it's about firm commitments to move forward. Page of Cups, the moon, and the King of Swords. Don't be worried about when the opportunity comes in. Get yourself together so when the right opportunity comes in, or getting yourself together is integral to the right opportunity coming in. Knight of Cups, 2 of Pentacles, and 4 of Cups. You're still feeling a little blue as we enter into the spring, as we move through the spring season. The Lovers, the 5 of Cups, and Justice, like, you keep feeling like, I think there's an energy where you're going to feel like you're right on the edge of something. You are. I think there's something really big changing, or you're reaching some goals or pinnacles in Cancer season. Do not give up. It's all about working on yourself, doing what's necessary, and not giving up before everything comes in. Okay? Don't let that. The 9 of Swords is pretty important for you. Don't get blocked. All right? Use the time wisely. Don't worry about when something new is happening. If you're setting up a business, if you're out there single and dating, it's not about any opportunity you'll do, Taurus. It's about the right opportunity. Okay? It's not any opportunity you'll do. It's about the right opportunity. All right, let's move into Gemini. Gemini. All right, Ace of Wands. We got the 8 of Swords, the Empress, and the Queen of Swords. All right. New opportunity coming in. You're a little bit nervous about taking a leap. We see a 7 of Swords coming up for you. Everybody's a little up in their heads. I can feel that energy. I think things are progressing forward. Maybe it's not in the timing that everybody particularly wants. But yeah, this looks good. Gemini season could treat you really well, Gemini. 9 of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. All right. Let's get 3 cards of advice. Page of Wands, Queen of Wands. Yep. Page of Wands, Queen of Wands, and the 6 of Swords. All right. But 5 of Swords. Be careful about getting involved in things that are distractions, is what I feel. 5 of Swords is all about no-win situations. I really think you're going to have to watch out about distractions and be very on guard about distractions, not allowing distractions to come in. Definitely, I feel like you should be confident about the future, that your advice, there is a new opportunity, whether it's a job opportunity, a love opportunity, or a life opportunity. Some of you may get an opportunity to move. It could be within your current location, or it could be to a new location. All right. So it could be current location or new location. So some of you may be making a move. Some of you actually may get an opportunity to travel as well, Gemini. All right. Some of you could get an opportunity to travel. Learn from the past. Let me put this a little bit closer. Learn from the past. Elephant spirit. We got that 7. 7 is coming up quite a bit. Co-create with spirit. Go with the flow. Go where you're being led. Don't try to bulldoze through with what you want. Go where you're being led. Okay. Let's get a card on this 7 of Swords coming up, even though that's going to be Taurus season. That one's speaking to me, and we got the 2 of Swords. All right. Think before you speak. Think before you act. Stick with the plan. 7 of Pentacles. Again, more 7 energy. And you had the 7 of Swords and 7 with the Chariot. So 7 seems to be I was talking about 7-year cycles during Aries. But 7 of Pentacles, you know where you're at, you know where you want to be. How are you going to get there? A good plan will take you far. And don't abandon the plan just because you're not getting the movement that you want, okay? Ace of Wands, 8 of Swords, the Empress, and the Queen of Swords. I feel like that it's like, when I saw that 5 of Swords originally, watch out for distractions. Watch out for getting in your own way. Saw an interview some time ago with Robert Downey Jr. that staying out of our own way is like 80%, 70 or 80%. I can't remember what he said. 70 or 80% of the work is staying out of our own way. So Ace of Wands, 8 of Swords, the Empress, and the Queen of Swords. New opportunity comes in. You're not sure if it's in for the long haul. Okay. Not sure it's in for the long haul, but it is something you are indeed supposed to be seeing through. Okay. We've got the Devil with the Queen of Cups, 7 of Swords, clarified by the 2 of Swords, and the 5 of Pentacles. So in Taurus season, I really feel like that you're kind of maybe guarding against regressing is what I'm feeling, Gemini. That maybe you might kind of go back to old habits. You might, again, I felt that 5 of Swords with watching out for distractions. Watching out for distractions. Be careful about distractions. Where have distractions led you in the past? Down the wrong road. They've derailed you. And in Taurus season, potentially, some old people, places, or things. Distractions come in all shapes, sizes, and flavors. Okay. Take a moment and think before you act. It'll be very important during Taurus season to think before you act. During Taurus season, Pluto will go retrograde. And with that, Pluto's in Aquarius, which is a fellow air sign. That could be something. I saw where Taurus season could be a little tough for Taurans as well, if you have that as a placement that you resonate with. And Aquarius is a fixed sign. Okay, so there could be a little waffling for the air signs and the fixed signs once Pluto goes retrograde initially. Okay, watch out for scarcity thinking. Don't screw your own self over. Again, think before you act. Stop for a moment and say, is this suiting me? Be careful about immediate gratification. Okay, so as we come into your solar return of Gemini season, we've got the Page of Cups, the 4 of Pentacles, the Chariot, and the King of Wands. I think that you are seeing progress. I think that you're seeing progress. I do want to look at the 4 of Pentacles and the Moon. I think that if you can get over I think you are progressing. And we got King of Pentacles now on the bottom. And we see the Queen of Wands over there. So I think it's a balance of action, stable action, taking stable actions. I think there could be a moment where you almost turn something down that's a very good move for you. And it could be about insecurities. It could be about some past energy that no longer serves you. Coming out, I do think that probably the toughest part of spring for you, Gemini, will definitely be Taurus season. Ace of Wands, the Devil, and the Page of Cups. There almost is an energy of like low self-esteem or insecurity, Gemini. Do your best to look at things realistically. Queen of Swords right up there in the corner. Look at things realistically and be confident in yourself and your abilities. This can deal with relationships or money or anything. I definitely think there are some new opportunities on the table, but you are going to have to really buck up, do things a little differently, and move away from what you're, maybe even leap into what you're most afraid of. Eight of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and we got the Four of Pentacles clarified by the Moon. I kind of felt this with Aries. Watch out for making emotionally based decisions. The Empress, Seven of Swords on the Two of Swords. I mean, set yourself up. I said this during Aries as well, but set yourself up for success. Make good choices, Gemini. Make good choices. It is going to be easy to fall back into old patterns, especially during Taurus season. Watch out for that. Queen of Swords and the Five of Pentacles and the King of Wands. There could be opportunities come up that you almost feel a little bit of imposter syndrome, but the Queen of Swords, King of Wands, and you got Queen of Wands in your advice. Watch out for scarcity thinking. Watch out for you're not good enough. Don't talk yourself out of a good opportunity, Gemini. Don't talk yourself out of a good opportunity. What in the past, this is significant. Make sure you're going with the flow, crow spirit, co-create with spirit. And then with this, learn from the past. What in the past? I think there are going to be some things. It won't be exactly the same situation. I'm not talking about exes coming back or anything like that. I'm just saying what in the past hasn't served you, that there may be something coming up that is like the past. And you're like, I don't want to slip back into that. If you stop and think, but it could be kind of comforting. So it's definitely about coming out of your comfort zone, Gemini. All right, let's move into Cancer. Cancer. Let's move into Cancer. All right. Again, up at the top, we've got Aries season. Ooh, Knight of Cups reversed. We got the Four of Cups and the Emperor. Okay. Maybe an opportunity that you don't see the value in. Okay. Got a tough decision. Something will seem a little risky in Taurus season. Your Gemini season, you're unsure if you've made the right choice. Four of Pentacles is coming up a lot there. Take your time when making decisions. Make sure that, and I'm not clarifying anything in your spread, but make sure that it's a definite yes or a definite no. And that'll keep you from going into that cycle of second guessing yourself or your choices. Okay. Kind of a little wishy-washy. So give it adequate thought. No impulsive actions. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So you got this in your advice card, Seven of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Queen of Pentacles. Your intuition is not going to steer you wrong. Don't second guess your intuition. Believe and be confident in your intuition. Okay, Page of Wands, there is an opportunity for something different coming. We see that Page of Wands on the bottom. But I think this was the deck that has the Page of Cups actually says Page of Wands. So this is really Page of Cups. There's an opportunity coming in. But with this deck, it's kind of a misprint. And when it comes up, I see that because you see the fish there. And so I think that with that Page of Cups, with that fish coming out, there is something new. It's a new opportunity is what I think. I'm going with that. A rebirth is assured, and we've got see the bigger picture. Again, I'm feeling very strongly to not go against your intuition. That's not going to help you. Make sure that you're listening to your intuition and making decisions based on that. Definitely there's a rebirth assured, but you are going to have a couple of different choices. And I feel like that there is going to be kind of a moment of truth with that Three of Swords during Taurus season. But in Aries season, we got Four of Wands, Knight of Cups, Four of Cups, and the Emperor. So I do feel that with that, there is something coming that's not exactly going your way. Could be an opportunity that you feel like turning down with that Knight of Cups in reverse, okay? Something that maybe you're kind of going against the grain, but you're not completely confident in it, Cancer. But we got Judgment, Magician, and the Three of Swords with the Knight of Wands. Again, this is where it comes into play. There is a choice that you're making in Aries season. Make sure that you think it through so you're not second guessing yourself. And if you think it through and you're like, it's a no, because I'm kind of feeling like whatever's going on, that it definitely turns into a no. And so if something is for sure a no, don't go back to it and say, oh, I should have done that, you know? Oh, I should have went ahead and accepted that. Because maybe there's not a great, like maybe questioning your judgment. And that's where it comes in that it's like, listen to your intuition. And I think there is going to be an opportunity, whatever area it's in. You've got a rebirth, and it's going to be in alignment with what you want. The spring is not for compromising. We've all 12 signs have compromised enough. It may be hard. Three of Swords, a very difficult decision. And this could be something that like you feel like it's not in alignment with the direction that you're going. Okay. So this could be, and then you're like, well, I'm not getting anything in the direction I'm going. I should have taken that other opportunity. No, don't be too impulsive. Knight of Wands, don't be too impulsive about that. Two of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Four of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. So I think this is all about seeing a little follow through. I think this is about seeing a little follow through in the spring. And I felt this with Taurus. Like maybe everything wasn't going to be signed, sealed, and delivered. There is a communication coming in during Gemini season, but I don't think it's starting. Okay. So I don't think it's like jumping off the ground there. And you do have some four energy. The Emperor, the Four of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles. So the fours are definitely, the journey isn't over. It all ain't over. It's kind of like what I say about the Nine of Wands. The fat lady hadn't sung, okay? This story is not at the ending yet during the spring. Summer could be much more of a power time. I definitely feel like the spring is about reorganizing. We're all coming out of a very tough, long cycle. And at this point during the spring, we're trying to get ourselves back on track. And so the spring isn't about immediate gratification, but the way you use spring will determine your summer, okay? Four of Wands, the Judgment, and the Two of Pentacles. There's definitely time in the spring that you're kind of like, did I make the right decision? And that's why don't go against your intuition. Results may vary, okay? Results may vary, but a rebirth is assured. Knight of Cups in the reverse, the Magician, and the Ace of Swords. Look at the opportunities adequately. And a no is a no, a yes is a yes, okay? Don't second guess opportunities you say yes to or no. Four of Cups, Three of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. No regrets. No regrets. If it's a no, then you need to stand behind it. Okay, you need to stand behind it. And with the Two of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, Four of Pentacles, and King of Cups being that with you, Cancer, is that I really think deep down, you know, you made the right decision, but you've got your back and forth days because what exactly you're looking for isn't coming in. The Emperor, the Knight of Wands, and the King of Cups. Stand behind your decisions. This is all about follow through and maybe a little bit of commitment test and standing by, being committed to the cause that you're working to manifest. All right. There's definitely something new coming in. Be careful about moving back to the old. When I think about this misprint, which it's really the Page of Cups, but this one is the Page of Wands, says the Page of Wands. I think there is something new coming in with a new opportunity. Be careful about slipping back into the past. Okay. All right. We're going to move on to Leo now. My Leo placements. This is a big moment. Things have been kind of wanky. Like I was talking about, things have been kind of weird. And so it's hard to get ourselves back on track after such a long period of years. I think we're moving into a new 7-year cycle. All right. And I did pre-shuffle the deck, so. All right. So you've got the Hierophant, the Nine of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and the 10 of Swords. All right. All right. Interesting. Maybe really having trouble taking a conservative approach. Maybe really having trouble getting on your feet no matter what you do during Aries season. During Taurus season, we got the Wheel, the Six of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. So I don't know what's going on during Aries season with you, Leo, but there is a little bit of conflict with maybe getting something up and started and off the ground. So there is a little something about, man, things are taking quite a long time to even out for me. And things start, you see some movement coming. I love the Wheel coming. Things aren't going to move immediately. All right. Things aren't going to move immediately, but they are moving in the direction that you want. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Look at that. Ace of Cups on the bottom. Underneath it's the Six of Swords. Things are changing. Again, some of you may be traveling or making some sort of a move or big change. And the swords are the mental element, so it could just be that you're looking at your situation differently. I feel like something's starting in Taurus season and you might back out in Gemini season. But the Queen of Pentacles, King of Swords, and the Fool is your advice. So don't be afraid to move into the new, Leo. Don't be afraid to move into the new. Whether that's a relationship, a job, a change of residence. Nothing is wasted. Remember that during Aries season. I almost want to set that there. And truth transcends illusion. I feel like that's good, but the truth transcends illusion because I feel like that, you're like, I just can't get my shit together. Aries season. I just can't get my shit together no matter what I do. The Hierophant, Nine of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and then 10 of Swords. Maybe even watch out for getting a little bit feeling sorry for yourself. Things aren't going exactly the way you want, and you get a little bit down in the dumps about it. Watch out for that. That's not going to serve you moving forward. Things start getting on track a little bit, and you're getting a little bit of clarity, okay, about what you want. Maybe even the Wheel, the Six of Pentacles, Two of Swords, and the Queen of Swords. Maybe a redirection. Maybe making a decision, stopping and really looking at what exactly you want and what you need to do to get there. And then with Gemini season, we've got the Judgment, the Nine of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and the Page of Pentacles. Once you make a decision, stick with it. No waffling. I feel like in the spring, things are moving forward. I feel like there could be a little bit of fear and insecurity as you move forward, not wanting things to kind of get messed up. Maybe feeling like you're wasting your time. Especially for those of you that are starting a business or wanting to change careers. You may not be getting the immediate gratification that you're looking for. If you're dealing with your finances, look at things realistically. We always have grand plans. You got to dream big, but you still got to think realistically about things. You've got to give realistic timelines as well. Okay? You've got to give realistic timelines as well. The Hierophant, the Wheel, and the Judgment. I feel like you've really got to stick with something. The spring coming through, because you're my fifth sign to read for in this. And I feel like that we've got to give realistic timelines. Because things have been crazy for the last 6 or 7 years for a lot of people. So these things aren't going to get fixed necessarily overnight. So the spring is definitely about, and I got this in Aries, but it's really about setting ourselves up for success and not shortchanging ourselves, not compromising just because there's nothing about immediate gratification. But I am really feeling like this will be, I was just thinking about this before I started recording, Leo, that this is going to be a summer like 2019 was. Not a care in the world. Things were great. Everybody was feeling great. Things are moving forward. We get to the end of 19, things start going wanky. That's not the case now. Things are changing. Again, we're moving into a new 7-year cycle. I was trying to see if you had any repeating numbers here. Not really. So we're coming down. We got the Nine of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, you got a little bit of nine energy going on, a little bit of that. A couple of nines, and they're right there in that row. So again, I think that there is a lot of second guessing yourself. I think you could talk yourself out of a lot of things this spring that probably wouldn't be in your best interest to talk yourself out of. Five of Swords, Two of Swords, Four of Pentacles. Watch out for getting in your own way. 10 of Swords, Queen of Swords, and the Page of Pentacles. Don't worry, and I think it was Taurus that I came into. Don't worry about how quickly something's coming or the timing. Just do what you know you need to do. Don't be afraid to make really well-calculated leaps. All right? Don't be afraid to make well-calculated decisions and choices. So, that's what I'm getting for you, Leo. Aries season could move a little slow, and don't let that deter you. All right? And make sure you're looking at things accurately. We got that with that truth transcends illusion. Okay? Look at the facts, not the silliness going on in your head. All right? All right, so now we're going to move into Virgo. Pre-shuffle, but let's give a couple of shuffles here. All right, we've got Five of Pentacles, the Strength card, the Six of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles. So for some of you, things could really be getting back on track in Aries season. You kind of coming out of scarcity. You're starting out Five of Pentacles and moving to Six of Pentacles. Couple of sixes. All right. Make good choices, and you're definitely going to see some forward movement. We got a couple of tens. That's interesting. Couple of tens in the second row. 10 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. We got 5 of Cups and the 8 of Swords. So there is something you're a little bit worried about. Could be a relationship, could be your career. If things are really... I feel like in Taurus season, you could be like, is this really taking me where I want to be? Am I really doing actions that take me where I want to be? Again, make sure you're looking at things realistically as they are, okay? Listen to your intuition, all right? You're another one. Cancer was one about not second-guessing their intuition. Okay, lots of tens. You've got all 4 tens on the table. So you are coming up on the end of a cycle, okay? I feel like things aren't exactly moving during the spring like you hoped, although I could see I think there's slow and steady progress during the spring. But you're right I definitely think you're right at the edge of something good. Now, you're kind of concerned about your progress as you move through spring. Knight of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and 2 of Swords. So I do feel like that things aren't exactly moving at the pace you want. Again, you're another one. Don't concentrate on the timing. But all 4 tens are on the table. All right, all 4 tens. We got a couple of 5s, a couple of 6s. Not exactly where you want to be. You want to be at a 10, but you're at a 5 or 6 during the spring, okay? Your advice, 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands, and 7 of Pentacles. Focus on progress and let go of your burdens, okay? Balance is working in your life. I think by the time you get to Gemini season, if you can follow through and keep your expectations realistic and keep focused on your plan, because 7 of Pentacles there, I do think that you are seeing some movement. I just don't think in the spring you're getting to where you want to be, but you're so close. So close. I think it was like Taurus, Cancer, and you that I am seeing for some big wins come summer. All right. So Aries season, 5 of Pentacles, the Strength, the 6 of Swords, and the 6 of Pentacles. Things aren't exactly where you want them to be, but you need to change your perspective, okay? Come out of a scarcity perspective and look at everything that you've accomplished during Aries season. So I think there are going to be some wins for you. I'm not going to say big wins. I don't think there's anything big about the spring for you. It's steady progress. It's like Turtle spirit, you know, slow and steady wins the race, right? Time for a deep dive. Let's just see where this goes. All right, let's just see where this goes with Swan Spirit. And, you know, you've got Ant Spirit, time to collaborate. So it is time to bring things together. And balance is at work in your life. Look at your progress, not how far you have left to go. Okay? This could be about paying off bills. This could be about whatever you're trying to improve or manifest. So 10 of Cups, 5 of Cups, 8 of Swords, and the 10 of Cups. Like, I feel like that you're almost at a crossroads during Taurus season, and you're going to have to fully commit to your plan. Okay. It's not about progress. It's about commitment. Okay. Not about progress. It's about commitment. Okay, this is kind of an energy where you're like, things are moving forward, but I'm not where I want to be. That's not the kind of thinking. Things are moving forward. That's it, period. End of sentence, end of thought. You are seeing progress. It's just you're not as happy with the progress as you'd like to be. Probably getting a little impatient in Gemini season, but I do feel that you are kind of realizing, Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, that you are realizing how far you've come. So I think you're almost more getting on board, a little bit impatient. Slow down just a little bit. Don't push yourself so hard during Gemini season. Be careful about that, Virgo. Okay? 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and Knight of Wands. It's all about perspective for you. Whatever, if a win's a win. A win is a win during spring because you are progressing, Virgo. I feel very strongly you're progressing. Strength, 5 of Cups, Page of Pentacles. Just not happy with the result, but keep pushing in because really solid, big things don't happen overnight. 6 of Swords, 8 of Swords, and Queen of Pentacles. Don't get so caught up in your head about where you think you should be. I almost feel like you're competing with yourself during the spring. And if you can avoid doing that and just celebrate all the wins and all the progress, where you were a year ago, where you were 6 months ago, where you were in Aries season versus Gemini season, it's going to take you a lot longer. Don't be afraid to stop and look at all your progress and celebrating those wins. 6 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, and 2 of Swords. Don't be afraid to stop and celebrate all of your victories. So it's definitely the spring is, I'm halfway through the zodiac, and I can definitely see it's totally about a big commitment. It's totally about everybody making a big commitment. I mean, this is, again, I don't feel like anything's going to happen overnight. I mean, I've got half the other zodiac. So maybe some of the other zodiacs here in the second half might see some big wins, but so far I'm not seeing that. All right, Libra. We're on to Libra. I always have to say, you know, we didn't like get things out of whack overnight, so it's not going to get back in alignment overnight. But it's time for, it's the energy is shifting, and so we want to use that energy to our advantage. All right. Reggie's over here waiting for Scorpio. Almost there, buddy. All right, Libra. What do we got for Libra? All right. It's Temperance, the Star, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. Wow. So you've got something new coming in during Aries season. All right. 8 of Cups, 8 of Pentacles. Don't force. Spring is not about forcing. And things could get off to a nice jump start, but don't get in your own way. Don't force things. Okay, let things evolve and let things flow the way they're meant to. You need to watch out for distractions in Gemini season. Eyes on the prize. Eyes on the prize. Knight of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Advice card. Watch out. Stay emotionally balanced. Make sure you're staying emotionally balanced with that King of Cups. Your advice cards, the Nine of Pentacles and the King and Queen of Wands. Confidence will serve you better. So staying confident. Being confident in your plan, being confident in yourself. Definitely a big self-focus. I've got this with union. Confidence is going to bring you to the finish line, I'm hearing in my head. So in Aries season, we've got Temperance, the Star, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Ace of Swords. This offer, you can't even believe it. It's so good. You can see the finish line. Things are changing. You're getting a lot of clarity. Not complete clarity with the Temperance. So again, watch out. King of Cups on the bottom. Make sure and temper your emotions, temper your actions. There is something in Aries season that is something to get very excited about. There is something to get very excited about, but do not forget, I mean, it is going to take some work. And you're going to have to put the work in, because we got the Ace as the last card out for Aries season. And then you move into Taurus season. We got Eight of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, Five of Swords, and the Sun. So it is going to be a little bit harder. As well as make sure that you are taking a moment with the Temperance and the Ace of Swords to Aries season to look at all angles. Because this is an opportunity that could really set you up for success, and this could be a really great opportunity, but it is going to be some work. Don't forget about the work. All right. You've got to dig a little deeper, because whatever this is, somebody's really wanting you to accept it, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whatever the opportunity is. Okay. Don't get in your own way. Five of Swords. Learn from the past. Think it through. But a rebirth is assured. Okay. So this is a good opportunity, but it is going to be a little bit more work than you actually see or that you bargained for. Okay. Definitely the spring is calling for us to be fully committed. And maybe you've gotten into things that seemed like great opportunities in the past, and then you didn't have good follow through. Okay, so let things follow through, and it is going to move a little bit slower. So, you're not going to reach the finish line in Aries season. You are going to get close by Gemini season. It's going to take, I feel like Taurus and Gemini season, you're really going to be putting some blood, sweat, and tears in to something new, okay, that comes in. And you've got the Three of Pentacles, Seven of Wands, 10 of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. Anything worth having is worth working for. That's what I feel like in Gemini season. Know what you're getting into, Libra. I feel like it's very important for you to know what you're getting into. Something's coming in Aries season, and that is going to be something that you are pouring a lot of energy into through the spring. Okay. Temperance, Eight of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. There's going to be moments where you want to give up, Libra. Don't give up. The Star, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. If you put work into this, this could be a big wish fulfillment for you. This is definitely an area you're wanting to manifest in, but there's going to be moments that you're going to want to give up. 10 of Pentacles, 5 of Swords, and 10 of Wands. It's going to get hard sometimes. Particularly in Taurus and Gemini season, there's going to be moments where you're worn out and you just are like, I don't know if I can keep going on. But with the King of Pentacles as the last card out, we got 3 kings on the table. So this is not going to be easy, but it's going to be worth it. Ace of Swords, Sun, and the King of Pentacles. Just know what you're getting into. And you may have all the details of knowing what you're getting into, Libra. But you need to mentally be fully aware of what you're getting into. Okay. So there's a difference. There's got to be a balance with the heart and the head during spring, because this is going to be work, and you're going to be like, I'm so excited about this opportunity and not thinking about the work. And you're going to get a little bit in and be like, oh, this is a little harder than what I thought. And you may have to give something up. Okay. You could be another one that's moving. Eight of Cups. This could be something where you're like, wow, I didn't think this through fully. It is still a wish fulfillment, but make sure you know what you're getting into with anything. Three of Pentacles and Seven of Wands, Ten of Wands. It is going to be hard to stay committed to the plan, but I feel like that you could get you could put yourself into a whole new life cycle if you stay committed and you follow through and you do those hard things. And there may be some hard things that happen. There may be an ending that's a little bit difficult that maybe you thought would be easier. Could be giving up a habit, taking up a health regime. Don't give up before it gets really good, because it is going to get really good. Temperance, Ace of Swords, Three of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles. I feel like you're moving into a whole new cycle with something, with this opportunity, and make sure that you're in it to win it. Okay, make sure that you're in it to win it, and that you know exactly what you're getting into. Yep. So I got for yo. I wanted to go a little bit deeper on these, is why I did this with the live where I wasn't live. I don't like dealing with the trolls and people asking for free questions, and it's so distracting. I wanted to give good, deep messages for the next 3 months. So that's why this was like, I did live but unlisted, and then I'll put the timestamps and release it. So no offense, I used to love Sunday dinners, but times have changed. I hope with this kind of 7-year cycle ending that maybe things go a little bit better in the future. You know, I know a lot of you, we got the lovers that fell out for you, Scorpio with Justice. Ooh. Good. Could be getting your due. Still a couple more shuffles. Yeah. Maybe we will get back to lives, but right now, I'm just not in the mood for all the distractions. I am an intuitive empath, and I enjoy doing these messages no matter who's watching, but I don't need the distractions when I'm doing it, because I'm doing this, this isn't my job, so I'm doing this because I love it, and it's a good outlet for me. All right, I'm not doing it for rave reviews or acclaim, so I don't like the distractions. All right, what do we got for Scorpio? Ooh, something's breaking open with a big transformation during Aries season. So something's changing during Aries season. Could be anything. It's like a new opening. It's definitely something new coming in, and you're pushing to the future. Ready or not, I'll clarify that, Tower. Page of Wands on the Hangman. There's a lot of new opportunities for you in the spring. Hopefully you're up for the challenge. You're a little bit back and forth. You're having there are a lot of opportunities, so choose wisely. A lot of opportunities, choose wisely. Seven of Swords on the bottom of the deck there. Yeah. You've got a lot of choices to be made during the spring. More action. Be confident. Yeah. There could be a little bit of poor me. Watch out for that. There is a lot of new opportunities, but which is the right one? Okay. So in Aries season, we've got the Tower, the Death card, the Two of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. So I do feel there is definitely an opportunity coming for you in Aries season, and you are pushing forward with that. That's a good opportunity. Now, there's going to be choices coming up. Taurus season, there's a choice, and there's a choice. We got a couple of pages. So Taurus and Gemini bring one. And I think the opportunity that comes in Taurus season, you feel like you need to give some thought. I don't think you're making a firm decision in Taurus season. Page of Wands, the Hangman, the Four of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. You got to think about it a little bit. You're not quite sure if you want to act on this. I do feel like you have time to make a decision. Don't rush to judgment during the spring. You also got nothing is wasted. And on the bottom of the deck is turn knowledge into wisdom. Okay. So you're definitely, even though we don't see the Page of Swords here, you're going to have to do a little deep dive and a little detective work. so that you make the right decision for you. Make sure that you're looking at all angles whenever you're doing it. We see the Hermit, the good, the not so good, the good, the bad, the ugly, Scorpio. Don't just focus on the cons. You've got to look at the pros too. Okay, definitely options. I saw that 7 of Cups on the bottom on the 4th card down, but I definitely feel like that's just confirmation for me with the 2 pages that you have options. But another opportunity, and this could be different directions to go. This could be job offers. This could be love offers. I feel like you're making a decision in Gemini season. I got a King and Queen on the table, King of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. And I feel like you're making a decision, Page of Pentacles and the 2 of Pentacles, as we move into Gemini season. I mean, this could be deciding where you're going to go on vacation. This could be deciding how you making a major purchase. It could be about jobs. It could be about lovers. Okay. It could be something simple that you want a new car and you're kind of, looking at the pros and cons. Make sure you're looking at the positive aspects too, not just the negative aspects. Sometimes we get into cycles with things and we look only at the negative and not the positive. Okay. So we look only at the negative and we're not always just looking at all angles of it. Okay. And the Tower with the Queen of Wands, the Page of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. Definitely do your detective work, dig deeper, go beneath the surface, look at all angles of your options so that you can be very confident in the choice that ultimately you end up making. This is something that you've got a little time. You know what I'm saying? This is something you got a little time. You've got a little time to think about this. So it could be a major purchase, or it could be a job opportunity or a promotion, and you're trying to decide, well, do I really want to promote up, or do I want more, quality time? It could be between different people. You might start dating someone in Taurus season and you're on the fence about them, and somebody new comes in, and then it's decision time. There could be a different opportunity. Maybe initially you're offered something within your own company, and then Scorpio, you're like, it could be a business decision. You could have your own business. So again, I feel like that I love the bottom of the deck. Turn knowledge into wisdom. Okay. Take a beat. Take a beat. I think with this, nothing is wasted, vulture spirit, for you, Scorpio. You're not set on a particular timeline. Okay. You don't have to make a decision in Taurus season. I feel like the decision time will be in Gemini season when all your options are in. Okay. The Death card, the Hangman, and the 2 of Pentacles. This is a big major life change. What's going on in the decision you'll be making in the spring. So think it through. 2 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles. I don't feel like you have to make a split on the spot decision. And again, you're at a crossroads. I see with this 2 of Pentacles here, it's like it's a crossroads. So choose carefully. Choose which direction, because this is a major life change. Ace of Swords, the 6 of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. I almost feel like you're kind of embarking on a big life change, and there is going to be a critical crossroads that comes up with different directions. As you move through Taurus and Gemini season. Okay, so that's a really interesting read. Actually, that was a little bit different energy than I'm seeing. It's kind of like proceed carefully, weigh the pros and cons, because you are moving into something new, or there is kind of some big change in Aries season, but there is going to be a moment, whether you have a choice or not, Scorpio, but there is going to be a moment when you really have to make a choice about which road are you going to take. Maybe you're getting back out there and starting dating. Maybe you're starting a new job. But there is something kind of new that you're embarking on. But there will be almost a moment where it'll be time to make a decision about which direction you want to go with this new beginning. Okay? All right, let's move into Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Ooh, Ace of Pentacles. All right, you got a little bit of a new beginning as well. Not sure about the future of that. Maybe wanting to wait on something else. There's an opportunity in, but you're not sure it's something you want to invest in. Little bit on the fence about it, Sag. That's Aries season. Taurus season, King of Swords, the Hangman, the Eight of Swords, and the Four of Cups. So there could be something new. And you're definitely a little bit on the fence, little 3 and 4 energy. Yeah, there is something new coming in. The Magician. I may not have done advice cards for Scorpio, and that's okay. I think it was a good read. I'm going to stand by it. Page of Swords. Think through your decisions carefully. Think through your decisions carefully. And also, I feel like with these, 6 of Cups, Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, don't give up on your dreams. Don't compromise your dreams, Sagittarius. There's no need to compromise your dreams. And that may be what's coming in Aries season. If it's not in alignment with where you see yourself going, wait. Because I think in Gemini season, you could really see the value in something you may regret. So you may start something in Aries season and not be happy with it in Taurus season and get back out there in Gemini season. But you can also say no. I mean, these messages are prescriptive, not predictive. So it's okay to say no. It's kind of an energy for you during the spring. But with Ace of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands reversed in the Page of Wands, there is some kind of opportunity coming for you in Aries season. And you don't really see the future in it. You don't see a lot of future. Set healthy boundaries. Armadillo spirit. Yeah. If it's a no, it's a no. Be generous of spirit with yourself is what I'm feeling like with that line spirit. And it's a 37, which breaks down to a 1. And an ace was the first card out. Taurus season, King of Swords, the Hangman, 8 of Swords, and the 4 of Cups. I feel like that maybe some of you might get into something, whether it's a new job, a new relationship, and you're in Aries season and you're not really on board with it. And I don't see in Taurus season that you're really getting on board exactly, but you also are trying to make something work. Be careful about putting a square peg in a round hole during the spring. This isn't a time, I feel like the spring is a time for really going after our dreams and being committed to what we see, that we're wanting to manifest and not compromising. And I definitely feel that for you, Sagittarius, very strongly. King of Swords, Hangman, 8 of Swords, and the 4 of Cups. But we got the 4 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Queen of Cups. I mean, again, sometimes we have to take jobs. I get that. But don't stay in a situation that isn't working for you. Don't be afraid to cast your net out again. Just because you start something and maybe you're in that position, don't make yourself stay in that if it's not working for you. If it's not something that feels good or that it's alignment or it's really taking you to the future that you want. Just because we do something because we have to doesn't mean we can't shift gears. And I still see you shifting gears. And I think Gemini season will be a very strong season for you. 4 of Swords, 3 of Pentacles, Judgment, and the Queen of Cups. Like emotionally, there definitely something comes in. So I know some people are like, oh, you don't want to be shifting all the time. Go after your dreams. Don't compromise and take something that is not fitting for you or not worthy of you is what I'm hearing, Sag. You don't have to stay in it forever. Even if it's like something with a job and you're like, well, I'm going to try to make it work. Like I feel this energy that you're like, I've really got to see this through. I've really got to make this work. No. If it's not working, it's not working. Don't be afraid to start over again. Because I feel like in Gemini season, there's a nice big surprise for you. Ace of Pentacles, King of Swords, and the 4 of Swords. This isn't the last opportunity. Now, it may take a couple of months. 6 or 8 weeks for something else to come in. Maybe you're in a position where if it's dating and stuff, for sure, don't try to get into a relationship that you don't see a future in. I mean, don't waste your own time. But, if it is something like a financial situation and you're like, well, I've got to do this because bills got to be paid, that's fine. But keep looking. Don't just decide to settle. Spring is not about you settling, Sag. 6 of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the 3 of Pentacles. Be careful. Make sure and keep your eyes on the prize. No need to compromise. 3 of Wands reversed, 8 of Swords, and the Judgment. Trust your own judgment in the spring. You should trust your judgment. There are better days ahead. Again, if you have to do something for a short time that maybe you don't really want to do, don't just get so focused on making that work that you forget the plan and you forget your dreams and you forget a decision. And don't second guess your own judgment. And don't let others tell you what you need to do. You decide what you have to do. You decide what's right for you, Sag. Page of Wands, 4 of Cups, and Queen of Cups. If at first you don't succeed, keep trying, Sag. If at first you don't succeed, keep trying. Keep your dreams alive, Sagittarius. They are attainable. Okay? Set healthy boundaries for yourself and others. Don't let others' opinions determine what you need to do. And there is a little bit of energy where you're kind of competing with yourself. There was a little bit of that energy that came through in Virgo. So if you're like me and have Virgo placements, check that out. All right. We're going to move on to Capricorn. Yeah, I'm glad I did this, even though I did a unlisted live, that I could get the time I needed to take a deep dive with these. All right, Capricorn. All right, Knight of Swords, 9 of Swords, the Death card. It's Aries season. And the 10 of Pentacles. Okay. There could be something you're afraid of calling quits during Aries season. 2 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, the Tower, and the 10 of Cups. A lot of Scorpio energy. Check that out if you have Scorpio in your chart. Because Queen of Cups is Scorpio energy for me as well. You're a little bit conflicted about ending something. This could be a job, a relationship, whatever. Habit. You know what it is if the message resonates, okay? I do feel like that you're conflicted about making a change. Don't be afraid to make that change, Capricorn. Your advice is 3 of Swords, 7 of Swords, and the Page of Wands. Don't be afraid to start something new. Don't let yourself stay stuck. What's this Tower? 3 of Wands. I think you're slowing your own progression during the spring. Be careful about that. Be careful about slowing your own progression. What you're afraid of doing could be exactly what you need to do. A time to heal and trust the great mystery. Don't be afraid to step out into the unknown is what I thought with Whale Spirit, but a time to heal. You could be kind of another one of the signs that's kind of getting in their own way. Through lack of action. Knight of Swords, we're looking at Aries season. Knight of Swords, 9 of Swords, the Death card, and the 10 of Pentacles. You know something is over. Why are you dragging it out? But I do feel like that you are kind of dragging it out. Maybe you think something could change with it. Could be a job or a relationship. You kind of feel like, and you're held up during Taurus season. 2 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles. You're like blocking your own success. Maybe a little bit afraid to do the hard thing. I do see you looking at options, but I'm really not seeing, don't be afraid to take action. Because this spread, even Gemini season, Queen of Cups, 7 of Cups, the Empress, and the 5 of Wands, you're still conflicted, like you still think something could work. You still think something could work. It's interesting. It's time for a new beginning. It's time for a new beginning, Capricorn. I mean, I'm getting that message loud and clear. 3 of Wands and 8 of Pentacles. It's time to start working on the future. But there is something that's kind of holding you back. Fear. Maybe it's money. Any kind of, even a small step is a step forward. Start researching what you're wanting to do. Start staying focused on the future. I feel like something is really holding you back. Your message is very much to the point, Capricorn. I feel like that you are definitely very kind of held hostage. You're hoping something will work out that hasn't worked out yet. And I don't think it's going to work out, Capricorn. And I think you're almost just delaying the inevitable during the spring. But again, like I've said with other signs, these messages are prescriptive, not predictive. You don't have to. If this message resonates and you know you need to take action, start taking action in Aries season. This reading will completely be null and void that way because you are taking progress, because you're back and forth. You're dipping a toe in, but you're not doing the whole foot. Something needs to end. We've got a couple of 10s here. This is a 10 energy. Something needs to end, but you're not ripping off the Band-Aid. Knight of Swords, 2 of Swords, and the Queen of Cups. You're tied up emotionally. Maybe even when I say tied up emotionally, that's not always a relationship, but it could be tied up in fear and insecurities. 9 of Swords, 4 of Pentacles, and the 7 of Cups. Not really even looking at your options with that 4 of Pentacles. We know he's a greedy little miser. So you're not even really looking at your options. Death with the Tower. Yeah, you're blocking your own success. This is all major right down here. All 4 of them are. The Tower clarified by the Chariot with the Death above, and you're blocking your own success. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, and the 5 of Wands. You're having trouble letting go. You're having trouble letting go. Some of you may be dealing in a grief situation as well. Some of you could be dealing with a grief situation that's kind of holding you in place. But I actually am seeing that you're kind of running in place during the spring. You don't have to. Like I said, these messages, like Colette Baron Reed says, these messages are prescriptive, not predictive. If this is resonating to you, quit running in place. Start making plans for the future. Don't be afraid to step into the unknown. It's a little scary, and I feel like you are a little scared. Knight of Cups, there's plenty of opportunities out there for you. And 3 of Cups, plenty of joy and happiness. You don't have to live this way. I don't know what Capricorn that's for, but that's all I'm saying. Check your other placements if you want something deeper, but when the message comes through clear, I feel you're the first one that I felt is kind of running in place during the spring. Yep. That's just what I'm getting, my friends. I get it. I got Capricorn placements. That's, I'll take that as advice myself. Let's move on to Aquarius. Let's move on to Aquarius. Sometimes when you check like your sun, moon, rising particularly, you can watch any placement you resonate with. But when you watch your sun, moon, rising together, it'll give you a more complete general message as well. All right, Aquarius. Aries season, Ace of Wands. Love it. The Magician. The King of Cups. And the 8 of Swords. Some of you could have a new love coming in. Some of you could have a new love, but you're a little bit insecure about that. Taurus season. Feeling a little conflicted about a decision. Could be a new job as well, but maybe feeling a little imposter syndrome, feeling a little insecure about something. Gemini season. Yeah. I feel like that you're kind of rebuilding your confidence, and don't be afraid to keep at it. Good, healthy boundaries for yourself, because I feel like you could kind of get caught up in your head a little bit. Yeah, confidence is your key to success. Confidence will carry you far. 2 of Wands, Queen of Wands, the Emperor. This opportunity is exactly the right opportunity for you. Let go of the past. Six of Swords on the bottom. Let go of the past. Don't live in the past. I feel like in your head, not like, in real life, but in your head. I feel like you could kind of keep replaying that and, be at peace. I feel like there's an opportunity to overcome any obstacles on the bottom. I like that. I feel like there is definitely something new coming in, and you're kind of getting into something new. It could be a relationship, a job. Maybe you've moved somewhere new. And really during the spring, your confidence and your security and your self-esteem is going to be challenged, is what I feel like. Aries season, Ace of Wands, the Magician, the King of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. I feel like that there is something new coming in. There's a little bit of imposter syndrome. Am I good enough for this person? Am I good enough for this job? Can I make this work? Can I build this? Yeah. Can I make this work? Can I build this? Can I be who I need to be? Taurus season, Strength, Five of Wands, the Hermit, and the Two of Cups. Things, maybe, I think you need to look at things accurately in spring. I think there's some things from the past. Six of Swords with the Lovers and the Eight of Cups on the bottom. I feel like you're right where you need to be, and it's about, we've got two cards of moving into where you need to be. Maybe really getting comfortable in your own skin. Whatever this is, if it's a job, if it's a relationship, it's very different than what you've had in the past, Aquarius. It's very, very different from whatever you've had in the past. And I think that it's going to be, you're almost like getting comfortable in your own skin, getting comfortable in your new skin, getting comfortable in your new life. Something's ended, something new is beginning in the spring. Maybe something ended during the winter, or something will end at the beginning of this astrological new year during the spring. And it's all about you. You may feel a little out of place, and it's all about you getting comfortable in this new life or this new cycle, because it could be a whole new cycle. We saw the Lovers on the bottom. Six of Swords, Eight of Cups, letting go of the old you and embracing the new you. Gemini season, Death, Nine of Swords, Nine of Pentacles, and Seven of Wands. I think you're getting more comfortable in Gemini season, but you've got some old demons still knocking at your door. Okay. But with the Nine of Swords and Nine of Pentacles and the Death card, you are determined to make this work. And I think you should. I think it's going to take a little bit of the proverbial elbow grease to make sure that you persist. Because whatever this is, I'm very strongly feeling, Aquarius, that this is meant for you. Now, Pluto is in your sign, and it does go retrograde toward the beginning of May for its annual retrograde. And so that could have you waffling a little bit about transformation. So just keep that in the bag, keep that in your back pocket, and remember that it may not be the easiest transition, but it sure will be worth it. Ace of Wands, Strength, and the Death card. This tells me this is the right opportunity. You're right where you need to be, right place, right time. But the Magician, the Five of Wands, and the Nine of Swords, it might be a little bit messy. A new life is going to require a new you, and it's going to require new coping mechanisms and new skills and new ways of being. Just remember that. King of Cups, the Hermit, and the Nine of Pentacles. It's going to take you a little time to feel comfortable. Again, some of you Aquarians may be feeling a little bit of imposter syndrome. So it's about quieting the mind and overcoming those hard things. And maybe we got a stag spirit would take the lead underneath overcome any obstacle. Yeah, take the lead in your life. Quiet your mind and take the lead in your own life. This is where you're supposed to be. Eight of Swords, Two of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. I do feel like you know this, whatever something new is beginning in Aries season, but it's not going to be easy. So it's almost a rebuilding, and you're going to have to keep reminding yourself, this is where I belong. This is meant for me. This is the right space for me. I'm right where I need to be. You're going to have to keep reminding yourself. And that's okay. Don't let up. Because this is a very strong message, of course. You're right where you need to be. It just doesn't exactly feel comfortable because it's something new that's requiring a new you. Okay? All right, we're going to wrap things up with Pisces. This is the last few hours of Pisces season because the moon, I'm doing this on March 19th, and the sun does move into Aries, I think like 9:30ish Central Time tonight. Tomorrow's the first day of spring, so first full day of Aries season, first day of spring. I mean, this was a good time for a 3-month reading. Lots of good messages coming out. Pisces season has been a little bit as it can be. It's been a little rough with the Mercury retrograde, and it's been in Pisces the entire time. So it may be hard to jumpstart, but I think the spring holds a lot in store. I did an all signs, just whatever came up yesterday. So if you haven't checked that out, do check that out. I did that on the 18th because I knew there was so much going on. Mercury's going direct tomorrow, first day of spring, Aries season. Yesterday was the new moon in Pisces. So check that out as well. It was just whatever comes up. All right, Pisces. Let's wind up this trip around the wheel and see what we got for you. All right, the moon, 3 of Cups, the Hangman, lots of Pisces energy, and the 2 of Swords. Why do you feel... I feel like in Aries season, there's going to be something that you feel like almost guilty for being happy about. I don't know what that is. Maybe something's not going so well. Look at this. Couple of aces in Taurus season. Wow. You almost feel guilty for being the spring. You're seeing a lot of movement. But I almost feel like, or maybe you're kind of diluting yourself down a little bit. Maybe you're afraid somebody may not be happy for you, or you're afraid to share your own success. Could be a family member with the Hierophant. Don't be afraid. 3 of Pentacles is on the bottom now after I pull your advice cards. Don't be afraid to be happy about something good happening for you right now during the spring. You've got one of the biggest bumps, but your solar return has been a little bit troubled as well. But the Tower with the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Swords, you should be happy about this, and don't be afraid to be happy for yourself. Why do you feel guilty? I almost feel like for some of you, maybe you've got some people that aren't happy for you, or they're not going very well, so you feel guilty about being happy. I don't know what that's about. Give with gratitude and grace. It's okay to be proud of yourself and happy with yourself. Life is a mystery. Life ebbs and flows. Whenever things are going good, we should celebrate that. Because life is going to go. It goes in cycles for everyone. So if there is somebody that's not happy for you, their day will come. Maybe they've got to get their attitude switched around. But don't be afraid to celebrate your wins. Don't be afraid to be happy for yourself. And don't be afraid to talk about it. I think in the spring, things are changing radically in your life. The Tower, Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, and don't be afraid to talk about it. Just, that's the thing. I've got friends that are way successful, good relationships, things are going on good financially. And I've got Pisces part of fortune in the 7th house, which makes me happy. I feel good when people are happy. That's one of my gifts, is that I don't get salty. Every once in a while I'm human, right? But I've got friends that are doing great. I can name 3. I'm not going to name them on here, but I can name 3 off the top of my head that are doing fantastic. And not that they don't have struggles. Everybody does. And I'm happy for them. And you know what? My day is going to come. Yes, I'm single and still looking for work and struggling financially, but I know that's not going to last forever. And this won't last for this person forever. Now, if they're having trouble, that you don't have to dilute yourself because somebody else for somebody else. You don't need to dilute yourself for someone else. Shine that light, Pisces. You've got to shine your light bright. I mean, because you've got something really good going on. We've got the moon, the three of cups, the hangman, and the two of swords. You're kind of afraid to celebrate something. Now, in Aries season, you could be a little bit of energy of afraid to count your chickens before they hatch. Something's on the horizon that's coming in Taurus season, but you're not quite yet ready to celebrate. We've got the star shining that. Speaking of shining a light bright, the ace of pentacles, ace of cups, and the page of pentacles. I mean, I think Taurus season is going to be win after win for you. Maybe in multiple areas with both of those aces. Okay? Maybe in both of those areas with all those aces. Gemini season, Queen of Wands, Eight of Wands, Four of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like there could be something. I feel like there's part of you that's being compassionate and doesn't want to like oversell yourself. Some of you, it could be some energy that there's nobody that's unhappy for you, but you're kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Like Taurus season was so good. Maybe things are going to slow down. Once you build this momentum, don't be afraid of the momentum starting. Enjoy the momentum and embrace it so that it doesn't, ride it for all it's worth. Again, life ebbs and flows. So you want to ride this win and make the most of it. This is about using what's being given to you. Okay. Now, again, I'm not saying things are going to get bad, Pisces. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying when things are going good, embrace it and use every last drop of it. Okay. Nothing should be wasted. Be grateful for this opportunity. If you're afraid to shine your light bright because things aren't going great for someone else, then you're not using your opportunities to their full advantage. And if somebody can't be happy for you when things are going good because their life isn't, because that could be going on for some of you during the spring, you just need to take a break. And I get it. People get down in the dumps. And, things aren't going good and it's hard to be happy for other people. Don't let them dampen your wins because there's going to be a moment when things are going good for them and maybe you're just, riding the line. You're just coasting. It doesn't mean you're not going to be happy for them. I, in fact, think that you almost are diluting your victories a little bit to not make them feel bad. And I think that's a big disservice to yourself. The moon, the star, and the Queen of Wands. Shine your light bright. Don't hide because somebody else is. And there could be somebody that's not happy for you. Let them. I don't love that Mel Robbins thing, but again, in this case, let them. You can distance yourself for a little bit. They'll come back around. They're having a little bit of a pity party. I feel like some of you could be dealing with someone having a little bit of a pity party. Three of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and Ace of Wands. Whenever you're in a big moment of manifestation, that doesn't last forever. Nobody is winning all the time. And you don't know how long it'll last. Life is a mystery. Right? You don't know. And that's an 8. We don't know. So again, use every last drop of it to set yourself up for success. And if you're sitting there kind of holding back, the hangman, the Ace of Cups, and the Four of Pentacles. Now, this could be that you're afraid. You've gone through a tough period and you're afraid to be too celebratory. Don't be afraid to be too celebratory. Again, use this opportunity. Take every bit of it, right? Make it work for you. Three of Pentacles, the Emperor, and the Four of Swords, and it's not going to last forever. Two of Swords, Page of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles. Don't be afraid to jump at new opportunities that come in. Don't be afraid to take action either. Okay, so there could be some of that energy going on. Do not be afraid to take action because, again, opportunities don't stay around forever. And opportunities don't just wait around for us to be ready for them or decide it's the right time. Okay. The right time is definitely now. Tower, Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords. And I've got 2 aces and 2 knights. So you could have multiple opportunities. Could be love and money. But you could have a couple of different opportunities in different areas. and you want to make sure and use everything to your advantage. Yeah. So don't, and again, with that give with gratitude and grace, this could be that you're like, oh, it's not the right time. Things are happening too quickly. You don't determine the timing. And don't let something pass you by, Pisces. Be careful about letting opportunities pass you by. All right, great messages, great reads. I love you guys.